In this podcast episode, the hosts are excited to have Canelo Alvarez as their guest. They express their gratitude for the opportunity to interview him, as he is considered a boxing legend. They discuss their admiration for Canelo and his accomplishments in the sport. The hosts ask him about his upcoming fight against Jermall Charlo. Canelo explains that this fight is particularly important to him because his opponent has never believed in his skills. He is determined to prove him wrong and show his true abilities in the ring. The hosts mention that many people are counting Canelo out in this fight, but he remains confident in his abilities. He believes that his opponent will feel something different when facing him and that he will come out victorious. They discuss Canelo's past opponents and ask him about his toughest fights. Canelo mentions that his fight against Golovkin was one of his most difficult. He talks about the frustration he felt during that fight and his determination to land powerful punches. Despite the challenges, Canelo remains focused and motivated to fight the best in the sport. The conversation then turns to Canelo's personal life and hobbies. He reveals that he enjoys playing golf and has been playing for about 3 to 4 years. He mentions some of his favorite golfers and expresses his love for the sport. However, he admits that he has had to give up playing golf during his training camp to stay focused on his fight. The hosts ask Canelo about his experience working with Oscar de la Hoya and his decision to switch promotions. Canelo expresses his dissatisfaction with de la Hoya, calling him a hypocrite and disloyal. He explains that he is glad to have moved on from that partnership. They discuss Canelo's status as a Mexican boxing icon and his influence on the country. Canelo expresses his pride in representing Mexico and the support he receives from his fans. He talks about the hardworking nature of the Mexican people and the love he has for his country. The hosts ask Canelo about his favorite moments in his career. He mentions his fight against Miguel Angel Cotto as one of his best moments. He believes that fight changed his career and made him a more confident and better fighter. They also discuss Canelo's thoughts on the YouTube boxing trend and whether he would consider participating in an exhibition fight. Canelo says that he would be open to it after he retires from professional boxing. He believes that these types of fights can bring new fans to the sport and provide entertainment. The conversation then shifts to Canelo's thoughts on MMA and UFC. He admits that he doesn't watch much of it but mentions that he enjoys watching Mexican fighter Brandon Moreno. He also expresses his respect for MMA fighters and their skills. The hosts ask Canelo about his social media usage, and he reveals that he often deletes social media apps from his phone to avoid wasting time. He believes that consuming too much social media is not good for mental health and prefers to focus on his training and personal life. They discuss Canelo's charitable efforts and his desire to help others. Canelo mentions that he prefers to keep his charitable work private and does it from the bottom of his heart. The hosts ask Canelo about his training routine and how he stays in shape. Canelo explains that he trains in the morning and focuses on light work to maintain his weight. He mentions that he feels fresh and in his prime at 33 years old. The conversation continues with the hosts asking Canelo about his future plans and goals in boxing. Canelo expresses his desire to continue fighting the best and to achieve more in his career. He wants to provide entertaining fights for his fans and leave a lasting legacy in the sport. Canelo mentions that he didn't have a specific moment when he realized he was becoming famous. He says that it was a gradual process and that he still finds it weird to see people screaming his name. However, he is grateful for his success and tries to remain true to himself by spending time with his family and friends. When asked about his early boxing career, Canelo explains that he started boxing before participating in underground events. He dismisses the idea of boxing events at bars and mentions that such depictions in movies like Nacho Libre are not accurate representations of Mexico. He dislikes how these movies focus on the negative aspects of the country and fail to showcase its beauty. Canelo expresses his admiration for America, stating that the country follows its rules and has a lot of good people. He appreciates the opportunities and the relaxed lifestyle he enjoys there. He also mentions that he has met many good people from America. Regarding his son's interest in boxing, Canelo admits that he doesn't want him to become a boxer because it is a difficult and dangerous profession. However, he acknowledges that it is ultimately his son's choice. Canelo reveals that his son, who is 5 years old, already wants to be a boxer and asks when he can fight in Vegas. Canelo mentions that his son has good hands and supports his interest in boxing. The conversation shifts to golf, and Canelo is asked if he would prefer his son to become a pro golfer instead. Canelo responds that both boxing and golf are challenging but highlights the risks involved in boxing. He believes that golf requires 10% talent and 90% mental strength, making it a mentally demanding sport. Canelo admits to losing his temper while playing golf and throwing clubs. When asked about the best places to play golf in Mexico, Canelo mentions Cabo and Jalisco as having excellent courses. This discussion sparks enthusiasm in the hosts, who express their desire to visit Mexico and play golf there. Canelo graciously offers them to stay at his house for 3 nights, and the hosts joke about staying for a month. The conversation then turns to Canelo's luxury watches, and he reveals that he owns more than 50 watches, including a few Richard Mille watches. He mentions that he has a watch worth around $3 million. The hosts are impressed by his collection and jokingly question if they would fit in at his house. Canelo reassures them that they are welcome and emphasizes that he is proud of his achievements. Canelo shares that his favorite purchase is his house and his championship ring. He explains that it's not about the cost but the location and the fact that he built his dream house. He reflects on his journey and expresses gratitude for how far he has come. He recalls selling ice creams in buses at the age of 7 and now being associated with the biggest company in Mexico. Canelo wants to inspire others and show them that they can achieve anything with sacrifice, discipline, and finding their passion and talent. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe.